Holy Spirit, speak through me.
Speak
Dang,
through
give
me,
some
Holy
ideas.
Spirit.
Give me some voice. Where your chair at, God? I know you here.
Oh, yeah. Here, sit on the ground,
Yeah, I
Jesus.
know, yeah. So you can have my chair.
Nah,
But
you sit on the ground. And when they say God got a sense of humor, right? There's mine.
Strike you right here. You won't be on fire, but he gonna strike you. He said, that was funny too.
He be like, you gonna live.
Yeah, you'll be all right. Try me again.
My fault, Jesus.
Forgot who I was talking
By the time he done with me, I'll get out the hospital bed for him. You wanna lay Jesus?
My
I'll
fault.
get up.
My fault, gang. You got it. My fault, bro. I ain't know it was like that.
All right,
dang.
bro. What's up, man? Tell the people who you are.
Oh, shoot, we was recording.
Yeah.
Yo, we outside, y'all.
We outside.
Today. We outside. Y'all know that little light-skinned boy? You know who that little light-skinned boy I'm talking about?
Nah.
He did the we outside.
I'm not gonna lie.
No, never mind. It's kind of weird. It's kind of weird. That little light-skinned boy with the waves. Never mind. Yo, I'm Ryan Adams, man. 856_Christian on TikTok, 856_fitness on Instagram, 856_fitness on. I don't use that one. That don't really matter much. This is my main man Josh.
What's going
Joshua.
on?
Say his name the right way or get crucified. It's like, nah.
Today we low-key kind of talk about how you gotta crucify yourself anyway.
All right, say his name the right way or get crucified. That's how it is then.
That's how it is.
But yeah, it's my main man Josh, bro. Artist, producer, person in charge of all of this. Just everything. Man, I couldn't do this without him. So, what are we talking about today, good sir?
Today, we're talking about... Oh, that's not it. Today, we're going to be talking about vulnerability.
Vulnerability?
Yeah, so...
What that mean?
It means vulnerability. I think if I had to define it, I would say how you're able to share yourself with somebody else.
That's a good one.
In a healthy way.
Yeah.
Healthy.
Emphasis on healthy, yeah.
Yeah, emphasis on healthy. And so, like, first we want to talk about, like, what kind of happens when you have a lack of vulnerability.
Okay.
Or you're just not open to it at all. And then we're going to talk about, like, some of the benefits that come with being vulnerable. Is that cool with you?
Yeah, so, okay.
Go there?
So what happens when you, let's start the timer too. So what happens when you got a lack of vulnerability? Like, explain that to me.
The first thing that comes to mind for me is poor communication skills.
Yeah.
Or none at all. Like,
Facts.
I know for me, I can shut down. So I have to, and I've gotten better at it over time, but I have to work at, like, not shutting down. Because I can kind of get into this state where I'm like, if I feel offended by something, I'm like, all right, yeah, I'm not finna tell nobody it hurt because I feel like the way they look at me, they perceive me to be strong. And, like, if I talk about being vulnerable, then they're not gonna see me as strong as
Especially
I am anymore.
Black man, yeah.
I swear, bro. I'm not saying I swear anymore. I'm saying I promise.
Yeah.
And if they, because like it's kind of like a double standard. It's like you see me as strong,
Yeah.
and if I present myself as being vulnerable in any way, like any human being,
Right.
then you won't see me as strong anymore, and it'll change the way you interact with me.
Right.
And like I know part of that is on me, but I also feel like a big part of that pressure comes from like, wow, I don't even know if I want to go here this soon or this early, but like there's a lot, like men have done a lot in the world where it's like we messed a lot up, you know. We really have.
Yeah.
And not necessarily me personally, but I know men that come before us have done a lot. And as a result, like now women are like, bro, y'all really are not, y'all ain't it, you know? And rightfully so. But at the same time, like I feel like we spend so much time talking about like the ones who are pulling the name of a man down. And so it's like, when you are doing something good, it's just like, whatever, yeah, you're doing good.
Yeah, right. You're doing what you're supposed to be doing.
Right.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, on one hand, it's like, I guess like one of the sayings is like, men are trash. And it's like, well, if I'm trash,
it get more
then,
hurtful than that too.
I gave the PG to the PG version. Like if men are so trash, then, or I'll speak for myself. Like if I'm trash because I'm a man, then like, why is the standard so high?
Yeah, facts. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And that in itself makes you shut down, like you were just saying.
Yeah.
Because like now, why do I want to explain anything to anybody if my standard is already trash.
Yeah, exactly. And like, let me say this too. I know that when people use that, they don't literally mean every
No,
single
no, yeah,
like
yeah,
man. But it does. It's like if I'm supposed to be this strong character, this strong person, and that's what you love about me. I guess the question is like, if I show you that I do have weak spots,
mm-hmm.
will you respect me
Yeah,
less?
right. Ooh,
You know, and like, will you? Can you still love me the same if you see me?
oh
You
yes.
know.
I wanna touch on this too because that's a very good point. But I can relate to that because with my girlfriend now, Emily. For those of you who don't know, I've been in a 4-year relationship, with my current girlfriend Emily. Beautiful girl, amazing person. Y'all will love her. Yeah, some of y'all
Yeah,
do know
she's
her.
great.
Yeah, she's amazing. But I remember when I first started being, I don't remember what I told her, but the first time I was vulnerable with her, like really like deep,
Mm-hmm.
so personal. Like I didn't have to tell her. I just wanted to tell her because I was trying to
Mm.
work on being transparent with her. And I remember after I had told her, I had brought up like, do you look at me any different now? Like you feel
Mm.
me? Like am I still like your strong man type of thing? Am I still like someone that you can see that can
That's
protect
a
you?
hard question to
No, like
ask.
really, it is. But I'm like in the stage that where I want to be in life with the people who are close to my circle. I want to know if something that whether it's a truth, like truth hurts sometimes. You feel me? So tell me if I've said something, even if it was my truth, that makes you look at me different, or makes you look at me as a weaker man because I express myself in a certain way. I want you to tell me so then we can work through that too.
Yeah,
But that's a whole other layer
yeah.
of vulnerability.
It really is. And I think what it comes down to, I think sometimes I would say if I found myself in a situation where I was with somebody, and this is not for every time, but I feel like knowing myself and knowing my own vices,
Yeah.
if I was in a situation where I didn't feel like I could trust a person or like a woman with my vulnerability, then I probably picked her because she was attracted to things in me that would lead to a relationship that we really don't need to have in the first place. You
Facts.
know what I'm
No,
saying?
yeah, yeah, most
Like,
definitely.
if this
Because
is and this where like it's like we own our own responsibility
yeah,
because if I'm hanging out with somebody like let's just talking about ladies right now.
yeah,
If I was to hang out with the lady,
yeah,
um, and every time we hang out, have a conversation, she has to like mention physique, like my physique or whatever, or like how she's so attracted to wow, you really, like an example, like, oh, you're just so assertive.
yeah.
And like that's dominates the majority of like the conversation. Clearly that's like what attracted her to me. So if she's consistently talking about my physique and, like how like macho, all that kind of stuff.
It's shallow surface.
Right. Now when I show her that that's not all of who I am and she doesn't like that, that's now forget her. That's on me
Mm-hmm.
because I continue to let her deeper and deeper when she was showing me like, bro, this is what I'm here for.
You know what
I'm
I'm
not
thinking
here
about?
for that soft stuff.
You saying that to bring this like analogy to my mind. Like you know how if you get an egg, you know how strong eggs are.
Yeah,
Like actually,
yeah,
eggs
they're
are strong.
ridiculous.
You feel me? But on the inside of the egg, the yolk is
Oh.
flabby. You feel me? That yolk is flabby.
Yeah.
You feel me? I feel like, oh my gosh, if the world is telling you that they're allergic to the yolk, you never gonna break the egg. You feel me? You feel
yeah.
you know what I'm saying, bro?
Yeah, because it's like that's where like the man is not the world will say the man is the shell. The
Yeah.
man is the shell and the yolk.
And the yolk. That's the thing.
What's the scripture say? The lion and the
lamb? The lion and the lion. Oh my
He's a
gosh.
lion and a
the
lamb.
Yes. Where is that at in the
I
Bible?
don't know.
I don't know. It's
Am
probably
I a
like
fake
John or something
Christian?
like that. Is it my fake Christian?
Am I a fake Christian?
I'm good at paraphrasing, but I don't know where verses are in the Bible. But no, that's literally what it is. Because the lion, you look at I love that so much because they're complete opposites. You feel
Yeah,
me? And that's
yeah.
exactly what I be telling you all the time. Like when in this Christ walk, you're going to feel emotions at the same time that
Yeah.
that aren't compatible. Like
yeah.
I say I have peace in my chaos. You feel me? Those two things are not compatible. A lion and a lamb, the lion eats the lamb. You feel me?
Pray.
And the world tries to make your lion eat the lamb. You feel me?
And the crazy thing is, is like the world respects the lion.
Yeah.
The lamb saved the world.
Exactly. Oh, come on. Come on.
Wow, that hurt.
That's
My
all.
God.
I was cold out here now. I'm
That's
getting
so
cold
hard
out
to
here
hurt.
now. But that's really what it is. Like you can't have one without the other.
And it's and I'll say like this too, like kind of because I don't want to talk only about like men and women relationships. If all my boys, they only recognize men as like being a lion,
Literally.
then we gonna have like me and you, bro.
Yeah.
The reason why we're so cool is because we have a lot of lamb moments.
Most definitely.
Like the lion moments, we probably, even in the gym, bro, like that's probably where we get the most of our like lion moments.
Yeah.
But even in the gym, like how I was saying, like I was trying to get that pull up the other day and then like I couldn't get the last rep. And so he like was standing behind me and helped me up. And in the moment I was like, this is kind of crazy. Like
he said sus.
I didn't say sus.
That's what you were thinking.
No, I wasn't thinking.
You.
I was just thinking like, wow, like if this wasn't Ryan, bro, this would be so unacceptable.
No, yeah, I feel you.
You know?
Yeah.
And it was not even because of that. It was just like, cause I'm like, bro, like you feel like I don't need your help.
Yeah, you can do it.
I don't need no other man help.
No, literally.
Like I'm a man. I can get this on my own.
And that leads into like, not everyone necessarily deserves your vulnerability. You feel me?
They really don't.
They really don't.
And you have to learn
who you can trust to be yourself to be vulnerable with.
Yeah.
Because you figure when me and you first started talking, like I don't know, like 2 years ago.
Yeah, probably.
Kind of on and off, something like that.
Yeah.
We wasn't having the conversations like back then where we are right now.
Nah.
And like to an extent, it was because we weren't talking like that much.
We wasn't really friends like that.
Yeah, we wasn't friends like that. So I'm like, I'm not gonna trust you with that part of me. If you feel me?
There's no reason to do that.
Yeah.
Because I feel like, and that's something I had to learn, like, because I struggled and still have to, like, I've gotten so much better, but I have to work on learning how to be okay alone and not feel lonely.
Yeah.
And so, like, dang, what was we just talking about?
I like me and you was talking.
Oh, right. And so it's like, bro, objectification is real.
Explain that.
Like, and I think men objectify men for some things and women objectify men for other things and vice versa.
Yeah.
I would say like in my relationships with women, I feel like just from where I've been, if I ever felt objectified, it was like because of like the black man sexual stereotypes.
Like you're sexual just because you're a black man?
Yeah.
Okay.
And like, oh, I'm trying to see what that's like.
Yeah, right.
Time.
Right. Oh,
like
yeah, right.
You know,
right.
Like I felt a lot of that just from the different places I've been in.
Yeah.
And like I would say in terms of like, and I haven't really experienced this as much with my boys because I feel like I pick pretty good like guy friends.
Yeah.
I feel like if guys objectify another guy, it's because they think like he's popular or like because he's got money or whatever, and whatever he has, they feel like it's gonna, if I hang around him, then it'll drip onto me and then I'll have everything that he has too. And so that's not really your boy.
Yeah.
Like neither way, like he's not your boy and you're not his boy.
Right.
You know?
Surface level.
Exactly. And so I said all that to say, I feel like when you don't know how to be vulnerable, like either like if you won't do it or if you are just kind of like trying to spread your vulnerability everywhere, then you will pick bad relationships.
Oh my gosh.
Because you're gonna pick to feed like your unhealthy. It's like you're gonna keep feeding the appetite of your sweet tooth.
Right.
Bro, that's not gonna do it.
It's not gonna do anything good for you. Like in my last relationship, because and I don't like you said, I don't want to talk about like relationships or anything, but this is the example that I have from my personal experience. My last relationship, I always knew that in a relationship, you need to pick somebody that you're willing to be vulnerable with. You feel me?
Yeah.
So that was always something that, like, regardless of what the world was telling me about vulnerability, about expressing yourself and everything, I knew how to communicate that part of myself. You feel me? So when I was in a relationship with my last girlfriend, and I told her I didn't want to have sex, you feel me? That was a vulnerable moment between me and her.
For real.
That one, I have to now trust her with that part of me.
Yeah.
You know?
And not look at you different.
Exactly. What ended up happening in my personal experience was I trusted her with this part of me, and I got to school. Now the school knows that I don't want to have sex. You feel me? And I'm not out on nobody. I don't know if they're watching this or not, but this is just for the sake of what I'm saying.
Yeah.
If you trust your vulnerability with the wrong person, other people will hurt you.
Facts. And what the way that it never is like, oh my God, I had no idea there were someone I shouldn't be vulnerable with. Right.
No,
it never
it's
happens
not like
way.
that.
It's not
not
gonna
like
happen
that.
that way. Like like how I said, there are other things. Like when somebody hangs around you, guy, girl, whatever,
Yeah.
when somebody's hanging around you, see what they are hanging around you for.
Right.
Because it's not bad to hang around. Like, I hang around you for stuff,
Yeah.
but it's not for, like, the wrong stuff. Like, I hang around you because he got himself together.
Yeah.
He follows God.
Right.
He's got good character. I'm around him because it makes me a better person.
Yeah. And that's how vulnerability works.
Right.
When you get down to it.
And so it's like, oh my gosh. I don't know if this is just me, like, low-key, like, exposing myself or what, but, like, because as much as I say, like, oh, I don't want to talk about that, it comes back to it. Like,
Like what?
I guess, like, okay, so, no strings attached. If I say that, everybody knows what I'm talking about.
Facts.
No strings attached means we're here for one reason only.
Yeah.
And so, oh, man, I think we have to, as men and as people in general, we have to get away from having intimate actions without intimate relationships. You know?
And that's
And when I say intimate, I
yeah.
don't just mean sex. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah,
like, yo, I remember when my mom was battling breast cancer, I sat outside and cried for 3 hours and didn't call anybody because I just wanted to be there and cry by myself.
Right. Yeah.
And it was cold and there was
Yeah.
snow on the ground. And I watched people. I was somewhere with a group of people. No one gave me a ride home. And I didn't want to burden anyone else in my family with having to come pick me up. And there were people who were offering me a place to stay and I didn't want to burden them. I just wanted to be alone and cry by myself.
Yeah, bro.
Like, that right there, I will say that to you.
Yeah, right.
Like, I cried. And I refused help. I'm not going to share with somebody how down bad I am. Like, that's not something you share with just everybody. And, bro, this is what we have to understand. Because I had to learn this. Just because somebody doesn't want to hear your vulnerability, it does not make them a bad person.
No.
Like, if somebody does not have time for your vulnerability, that does not make them a bad person, bro.
They call that trauma dumping now.
Huh?
They call that trauma dumping.
No, for real. Like, bro, I didn't ask for that. Doesn't make me a bad. I'm sorry you're going through it, but bro, I did no.
Oh yeah, facts.
So and really, because you have to choose wisely.
You
like,
do. You
who
really
you're
do.
gonna, and I feel like we keep coming to that. Like, choose wisely. So how do you think we can choose wisely who we're vulnerable with?
There's no way other than spirit led. Like that's the only way. Like,
Okay, you got it. Give me some more.
with Emily, right?
Mhm.
I prayed for like a year. Like a year
Mhm.
before I actually said, will you be my girlfriend? Now, that doesn't mean in that year span I wasn't like giving her kisses and like giving her hugs, treating her like my girlfriend. But I probably shouldn't have been doing that, you feel me? But at the same time, I was telling God, when this year is up, if you want me to cut this girl off, I will do that. You
Yeah.
feel me? Because I knew where my relationship with God. I knew that He was first. But God gave me the okay with this girl through that feeling of peace. So I was like, okay, I could trust Emily.
Bet.
You know?
So now, because definitely, and this is something like I feel like we always will talk about no matter what the topic is, there is always a spirit-led component.
Yeah.
Now, can you tell me, like, and only if you feel comfortable and want to, tell me some of the things about Emily as a person that you knew this is a person I can be vulnerable with.
Right off the bat, first thing, before I even knew what she looked like, it was her energy, you know? And she didn't even know God.
So
I felt, and I feel like that goes back to my Holy Spirit.
mhm.
I felt a great peace inside of her. I don't even know, like, that's not gonna happen with everybody, you feel me? Because that's my personal thing. But when I walk with the Spirit, I walk with him 24/7, even when I don't invite him. You know what I'm saying? So He's gonna let me know Because out of all the people, you figure when you go to college, you get like a group of like 10 friends. You feel me? Out of those 10 friends, Emily was the only one that I was like, yo, you different. You feel me?
What do you mean she was different?
It goes back to what I was just saying about
Like
the
the
feeling,
peace?
the peace. And it was a way that she carried herself too. You know, Now I'm not saying that carried herself like outside or like around other people. I'm just saying carried herself just on her worst day, she was smiling type of thing. You know, on her worst day, she would say, yo, the sun's up. Like, you know, like I'm happy today. Like type of thing, you know, something that they all go back to biblical principles without me even thinking about it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like the Lord says, this is the day that the Lord has made, rejoice and be glad in it. Literally, she lived that before she even knew God from the beginning. And my Holy Spirit recognized that, and I was drawn to her because of her joyfulness.
And that's and like I'll say this too, like from the outside looking in, I would be like, oh, I know he can feel comfortable with her because, bro, every time I see y'all, she's a friend to you before she's she's the best friend to you before anything else. And I think, and I say you've done this for me too, like a friend, like, because I think like when you talk about vulnerability, it starts on small levels.
Yeah.
You know, like how we talked about our conversations 2 years ago.
Yeah.
They weren't super deep, but it was like low-key like feelers. So because to gauge vulnerability, you low-key have to give vulnerability.
Facts.
But you have to get it's like gambling. Don't put on the table what you're not willing to lose.
Right.
You know?
Keep
going.
Go ahead. Yeah.
So it's like I might tell you, I don't know.
You can literally go off with our literal conversation within like the last week.
But I can't because that's like where we are now. You know what I'm saying? Like, like where we are now. So basically, right now, like I can share with you, like I can share with Ryan stuff that like if I say it with somebody else, they're like, this fool is crazy.
No, they are facts.
Like he's wilding. Someone
come get this nigga.
Put him in a room and don't let him out. You know what I'm saying? And like I can say that because if you're gonna judge me about it, you just don't know. You just don't know that you should be in a room too. You know what I'm saying? Everybody got a reason why you should be like. You see where he just put that dude in the
facts.
You know, and it's like I can say that stuff with you because 2 years ago or however long ago, I trusted you with like fitness.
Yeah.
I was like, hey, bro, I'm just trying to lose some weight. I'm just trying to get it together.
Yeah.
I did not say, at that moment, when I asked for help, I did not send my before picture.
He didn't.
I did not send my before picture. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, because that's a different level of vulnerability. Like, bro, I told you need help. I don't need to show you what kind of help I need. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't going to show you. I'll tell you I need help, but I ain't going to show you what kind of help I need. You know what I'm saying?
Before we go any further, we're going to cut off right here. That's all the time that we got. So, yeah, we'll see y'all in the next episode if y'all want to see the part 2.
Next time.